Wolbers. You're watching EMGtv and 5 minutes with me. Well, anything to play live for me that goes, you know, the Morse code riffs is definitely like my favorite because it locks in with the kick drums and it's so powerful when it does. But favorite riffs for, I mean, Archetype was always like one of my favorite riffs to play live. It's simple, it's all revolves around one simple pattern, which is, that's the riff. And the chords are, that style. I love doing the dissonant chords, a lot of, or you know, for instance, I like playing a lot of dissonant chords. So if I play a regular bar chord, I'll try to put some note in there somewhere to make it off or dissonant or different. And that's kind of a little bit of my style, I would say. A riff that every guitar player should probably know or should be able to play is probably this legendary riff. That's gotta be one of the most legendary riffs around, I think. The Beat It riff is awesome. Always will be awesome. Well, my favorite body style was always like the Strat styles. Like I have here on this signature Jackson, the first 7-string built by Jackson actually. So I always used to like this body style, but recently I've been falling in love with the Vader body style that Kiesel has. And I used to see this body style back in the day. Gary Holt used to have a guitar on the cover of Guitar World, and it kind of had that same cutaway right here. And I remember always used to love it. And the Vaders are a really cool style, and they're so like easy to play, and you know, with the headless, it's easy to travel with. And so I think this is my new favorite style right now. My most memorable studio moment of all time has to be in 1994-ish, or 94, yeah. We were in the studio in New York with Bon Jovi, believe it or not, and Bon Jovi was making his big hit record, the massive one from '95. And we were very poor, Fear Factory, and we had $75 a week to live on, to eat on. And I remember Bert and I used to sneak into the recording sessions of Bon Jovi when they would leave the studio, because they usually were done around 6 o'clock or so, and they would go to the hotel or go home. And Bert and I used to sneak into their studio because they used to have all this delicious sushi and deli platters and fruit trays, and you know, I mean, I think Bon Jovi kept us fed during that whole studio session, and I think they figured it out that we were stealing food from them, and but they never said anything. I think they just didn't care, because they would leave so much food untouched. So Bert and I would be in there every night, and I'd be drooling over all their guitars. I remember seeing the studio, Bon Jovi probably had like 150 guitars in the studio, and we would just sit there and drool. The studio was open. We could just walk in there at night when they were gone. It was pretty awesome. If the pedal police came into the studio and took all my pedals away and I had a choice to just keep one, it would 100% be a Tube Screamer modded by Mike Fortin, the legendary Mike Fortin from Canada, from Fortin Amplifiers. That Tube Screamer, I can put that Tube Screamer in front of a clean Fender amp and it will still sound metal. It's amazing. That thing is just the extra layer, the extra shimmer, the extra distortion on the distortion. And that pedal really goes with me everywhere. I've seen plenty bands cover one of my songs. Actually, there's a band right now covering one of my songs pretty much every night. And it's amazing how everybody still plays it in their own version, and I don't think I've seen for instance, the song Archetype. I've seen bands cover the song, and still to this day, nobody really plays it the way I play it. Everybody still plays it a different way, or something is different where it's not 100% authentic. So I think back in the day, I used to look a lot like Rex from Rex Brown from Pantera. When he was younger and I had my long blonde hair, we kind of had similar looks. And Shannon Hoon from, what was that band called again? It was Blind Melon. I used to have a little niece, and when she used to see him on TV, singing on MTV, she'd go, "Christian!" She thought it was me. But yeah, we all have some people that look, we all look like someone. There's always somebody walking around the world that looks like pretty much your exact me. And, but in music, I think me and Rex look pretty similar. I play a similar like Rex as well. My stance a little bit. He's my brother. I love that guy.